Hello, my name's Adam Barralet, and my doTERRA journey started many years ago with a little bottle of frankincense. I went to a free aromatherapy workshop, popped a couple of drops on my wrist, and although I already had many essential oils at home, I kept on smelling my wrist and was determined I must have that oil. When that oil arrived with a brochure, I flicked through that brochure, and over time I started to bring more and more doTERRA products into my life. Now I have a doTERRA business. I have customers in over 25 countries, and I'm supporting other people to build their business as well. I would like to welcome you officially to Launch Camp. This is a 7-week program designed to give you the exact skills that allow you to share doTERRA. I'm sure you probably started off just like me, falling in love with the product and having an amazing health benefit one way or another. Now you've looked at how you'd like to share with other people as well. One of the greatest concerns I get from people is, oh, I don't know how to sell. Well, although this is a sales job, it's not just about selling, it's about caring about people. And in the next 7 weeks, we're going to show you how to spread that care. doTERRA is now the largest essential oil company in the world, helping to change people's health in every corner of the globe. But it's not done through the traditional methods of simply websites or shops. They use word of mouth. And so we go through our networks. You are going to touch people's lives in the people you already know, the people they know, and people you're yet to know. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. The great thing about network marketing is that you have the support that you wouldn't have if you're opening your own business. There is also a technique that has been followed for many, many years that many other people have succeeded in just starting off small and bit by bit by bit growing to having a really successful and profitable business. In other words, we have the recipe, you just have to follow it, and then you get to decide how you ice your cake, kind of personalizing it in the way that you want it to be. So how does this launch camp work? Well, we're about to dive into the week 1 content. But each week there'll be an initial class for you to watch that I'll guide you through. There may be some bonus information. We'll pop in a bit of inspiration, and there will be some extra credit if you want to kind of dive in deeper to some of the other information. Each week, at a bare minimum, watch the initial or the main class. That's going to teach you the skills. Now, this is not just about learning the skills. It's about getting out there and doing that. And within the 7 weeks, you're going to have your first few customers, you're going to be earning commissions, and you're going to be having your oils paid for if you follow the steps as guided. Each week, we also recommend that you have a session that goes for about half an hour, where you just go back to your mentor, someone else who probably introduced you to Launch Camp. It may be me, it may be someone else, and they're going to discuss your concerns, your questions that come up through the class, and also prompt you and help you to set up your doTERRA business and answer all those little questions that may be missed or may not be clear in the online class as well. These classes will be filed in this Facebook group as guides. So basically follow the guides. Each week you do one guide. Don't skip ahead to the next one until you've spoken to your mentor and you've completed your homework. So let's dive in and explore week 1, when we're going to look at getting to know doTERRA. Getting to know this business and what makes doTERRA and this opportunity special, and will give you the confidence to speak about doTERRA to other people in your life. So the purpose of today and this week is to get you really familiar with doTERRA, the company, what we offer, and what we offer our customers, what we offer you as a business opportunity, and how everything's going to work. After this week, you should feel really confident in what your opportunity is, what you can offer to other people, and to feel really confident talking to people about doTERRA as a brand as well. So let's dive in. Let's start off just to get to know doTERRA. So doTERRA actually started in 2008 with 7 individuals in a small startup company in Pleasant Grove in Utah in the United States. Now, in the extra information, there is a little video that I'd love you to watch called the Genesis video, which kind of talks to you about that beginning. And what I find is it really helps you to gain a really deep appreciation for the origins of doTERRA. And we often see this massive company that it is today, but these 7 individuals put their heart,
their soul, and a lot of their own money into making it is what it is today. You may wonder, what does doTERRA actually mean? Well, terra means earth, and do means gift. So this is Latin for gift of the earth. Now, since 2008, doTERRA has become the largest essential oil company in the world. They distribute wellness products to around 110 countries and over 10 million customers, and that is increasing all of the time. Now, doTERRA chose to set up their business in a certain way. There are different ways that you can have a business. You can have a retail business and set up shops. You can have an online business, or you can have a network marketing business. And that's exactly what doTERRA decided to do. They are all about empowering individuals on both sides of the bottle. So in a moment, I'm going to talk about what they actually do when it comes to empowering people who produce our oils for us, but also those that are selling it as well. As a sales rep, as a consultant, as a wellness advocate, which is the name that doTERRA gives us, we have the ability to make uncapped earnings, which is really quite exciting. Now, I would suggest you get hold of the build guide. This can be done with a simple Google search, and this will flick through and tell you exactly what the business opportunity does. One of the key pages that you might be interested in looking is the one that you can see on the left-hand side of the screen right now. This talks about what are the earning capabilities, and this is I can introduce you to people. There are people that are earning all these different ranges of income. So basically, it's just for you to decide where would you like to go. But what I will stress is this is a business. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not something where, oh, I can do a little bit and I'll make lots. The more you put in, the more you can make. We all have to make money in this world. We all have to make a living. The exciting thing about doTERRA is we get to do something that really makes a difference in our life and in other people's lives as well. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between network marketing and traditional business or an employment. So obviously, you have three kind of options when it comes to where you get your money from. You can work for someone else, or you can open up your own business, or you can get involved in network marketing. Now, some of the challenges, if you're working for someone else, they determine what your hours are, what your pay is, and when you can go on annual leave. Also, your salary is determined normally by them, and there's often, I don't know if you've been in a situation, but I know that I have actually been working at the same rate as someone else and being paid the same as them, but doing a lot more work. Now, obviously, if you're sick, apart from your sick leave, if you don't work, you don't get paid. If you're going to then go, okay, well, I don't want to have the restrictions of a boss. I want to work for myself. Well, then you've got all these startup costs that require you, you need all your suppliers, all your systems, or your IT, all these different types of things. And that requires capital or money, and it also requires risk. And it can be rather lonely as well. So this is where it's great to be involved with doTERRA or a network marketing company. What happens is you now have that autonomy of having your own business, but you actually get the support. doTERRA organizes your IT, they get your products for you, they send them out, and they have training systems. All you need to do is talk to people about the products and educate them on how those products would benefit these people in the world. Now, the other great thing is your earning is uncapped. And in fact, you can out earn your superiors. If you're doing the hard work, you get paid on the work that you do. And the great thing is that you start with just your enrollment kit. Once you've got that, you can then start your business and you can start showing people with just a few oils and start expanding really quite successfully. The other great thing is doTERRA is a community. And whether it be myself as your mentor or the others, we have weekly meetings where people like us and then people of the, even people not within our doTERRA family will get together and support each other as well. So there are so many benefits to it. Now, some people get worried because they're like, oh, this sounds like a pyramid scheme. So I want you to get really clear on what a pyramid scheme is. And there is a video in the extra information that you can watch that kind of goes through that a little bit more. A pyramid scheme is developed where there is just people paying an entry fee or a startup cost. And this is normally quite high. So let's just say that you join my pyramid scheme, you pay me $200 and I might keep 100 and then I pay 100 up to my superior. And then if I want to make more money or if you want to make some money, you have to enroll people and it's just money getting passed up a pyramid. In doTERRA and in network marketing companies, it's based on delivering a high quality product. You will not make a single cent with doTERRA if you are not able to sell products. And so every time, just with an online store, if they sell products, they make a profit and they pay that to their staff and their IT. In a shop, when they sell their products, they pay their rent, they pay their utilities, they pay their staff, and so on. doTERRA just takes the profit of selling the product and pays it to you. The exciting thing about doTERRA and the opportunity of doTERRA, I've had other network marketing companies come out for me or approach me, and it's like a telecommunication company, or it could be, water, or all different types of things, underwear, a wide range. But we know how important our health is. If you don't have your health, you can't enjoy your life. Think about the last time that you were sick as a dog in bed and you didn't care. It didn't matter how nice your house was, how great your partner was, what car you drove, anything. You just want your health back. It is so important. And on this graphic on the screen, you can see what we call the 7 main human concerns: mental and emotional well-being, energy and vitality, healthy weight, immune support, sleep, and hormone support. I bet you'd really struggle to find at least one person in the world that would give themselves 10 out of 10 for all of them. So who is your customer base? They're everyone. Now, doTERRA is known for its essential oils, but I need you to get really clear. We're not just an essential oil company. Yes, they are the centerpiece, but we are a wellness company. There are 250,000 different species of plants on this world, and only 3,000 of them produce essential oils. But many of them, other than those 3,000, have great healing capacities. So doTERRA leans into them for other products as well that we need around our home, and often people are already buying at the supermarket or the department store. So think about supplements, fibers, proteins, collagens, multivitamins, probiotics, cleaning products, laundry products, shower products, skincare, beauty products, hair products. All these are already being bought by our consumers and the people we know in our network. doTERRA offers all these. They're at a much more clean, non-toxic, and all-natural product. And so it's simply about helping people to make changes to their health and well-being by allowing them to make switches to the doTERRA product. Now, in the direct marketing or network marketing industry, the industry average is that if you have a new customer join you as a customer, there's a 10% chance that they will keep buying. Interestingly, doTERRA excels and is one of the best, if not the best, in the world. They enjoy a 68% customer retention rate. So that means for all the customers you get, there's about a 2/3 chance that they're going to stick around and be an ongoing customer. So as you build your customer base, some will only buy once, some will only buy occasionally, and some will be loyal customers. But as that customer base grows over time, you're actually going to find that your income is going to keep growing as well. So why doTERRA? So essential oils and natural products are everywhere. What we're going to go through now is the 4 main doTERRA differences. And this will really help to equip you when you're talking to other people. You're going to meet people who have pure essential oils or think they have pure essential oils or are already using a natural product. Now, when it comes to essential oils, know that the labeling of essential oils around the world is not governed. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia, America, Europe, the Middle East, South America, anywhere in the world. You can put whatever you want in a bottle and you can call it pure lavender oil. And it doesn't have to be from the plant. So first of all, doTERRA offers real essential oils. All our oils are tested. And for each of these points, there's another video for you to watch afterwards just to get some real clarity on this. The difference between our oils being tested and other companies being tested is although we test our oils, we also have every batch tested by an independent third party by the name of the Aromatic Plant Research Center. Now think about this for a second. if I had my own little essential oil company and I employ someone to test the oils, and I spent all this money on growing the plant and getting the plant and having it in my, bottled and ready to go, and I need that test to say yes, how much pressure is there on that person to make sure that, that's good enough, it's close enough? An independent third party doesn't care whether the oil is real or not. They're going to go, yes, it is real, or no, it's not. So this is where we understand that not all essential oils are the same. In fact, 70% of lavender does not come from a plant. It's made in a laboratory. There are 12 times more bergamot essential oil sold in the world each year than plants or fruit that are grown to provide it. Now, Emily Wright, the female founder of doTERRA, fell in love with the scent of blue lotus essential oil over 20 years and scoured the globe to be able to find it. She could not find one pure blue lotus essential oil until recently. We were able to find and source and develop and work with some people in China to have the first ever real blue lotus oil. Here is also a slide from a recent convention. Birch is a beautiful tree with, slender trunks and white bark. And from that white bark, we get an amazing essential oil that's high in something called methyl salicylate, which is really good for aches and pains and also broken bones. It's very, very similar to another oil called wintergreen in chemistry and in scent. Prior to doTERRA offering birch in 2023, you could go onto the internet and there were 27 different companies selling birch essential oil. These were all tested. 13 of them weren't birch. Although they're labeled as birch, they're actually wintergreen. 7 of them were wintergreen and artificial or synthetic methyl salicylate, that active ingredient that helps relax muscles. 6 of them were just synthetic methyl salicylate. 1 was wintergreen and a carrier oil. And out of the 27, none of them contained any birch. So even though things are labeled as pure essential oils, they're not tested by a third party, and you can't always guarantee that they are. And you will come across customers who believe they've got a real oil, and it's quite possible that they don't. So you can go to a site. Let me see if I can move. My head may be in the way, but source2you.com. And I'd really encourage you to grab one of your essential oils, look at the barcode on the bottom, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of numbers and a letter at the end. Sometimes the letter D looks like a 0, but it's always numbers and 1 letter. Type that into the top right-hand corner. And as you do that, you'll actually be able to pull up the Aromatic Plant Research Center test for your batch of essential oils. So this is one of my bergamot essential oils. And you can download the report where they give it a tick of approval going, yes, we also agree that this is true bergamot essential oil as well. You can show that to your customers, but it's also great for you to see and have a look on the Source2You website for some really interesting co-impact sourcing stories as well. Now, another thing, we all tend to be a little bit patriotic. Being Australian, we love things that are made in Australia. Americans love American made. Europeans love something that comes from Europe, and so on. But when it comes to getting the best essential oil, where a plant grows has a big difference. Let's say that we've got lavender, and maybe I plant some in Australia, in Tasmania. Then I plant some in America where doTERRA is based, their headquarters are. And maybe we put some in France and Bulgaria where it's actually native. Even if that's the same seedlings, the same seeds, the same species, the essential oils that come from those 3 crops will be totally different. What doTERRA has found time and time again, when you grow a plant where nature intended, in the right soil, in the right climate, you get a superior oil. So in the majority of cases, we source our essential oil from where the plant is native. In some instances, we do grow or source it somewhere where we're able to make a difference to communities or to the environment, but we are very particular on where they grow. And that's why our lavender comes from Bulgaria, our tea tree comes from Australia, our our oregano comes from Turkey. All those different examples are because doTERRA has not just gone, where can we get it from, but where are we going to get the best as well? So unfortunately, you may have heard of the term blood diamonds, but have you heard of the term blood essential oils? Unfortunately, the essential oil industry is a bit corrupt. Before doTERRA was around, the usual way, and still the usual way of most sourcing of essential oils, is the plants are grown in third world countries in rural areas, and then those farmers, they sell their plant material to middlemen that will then distill them, take them to the city, and then bring back some money later on. However, there is a long history of the farmers being bullied, mistreated, underpaid, and basically not being paid fairly for the service and the work that they do. And of course, farming, we know that's where all the hard work is, the growing, the nurturing, the watering, and all that type of thing as well. Also, a lot of adulteration happens in these middlemen. Imagine if I'm one of these middlemen and I have 100 liters of lavender. If I could mix that maybe with some lavender, an oil that smells very similar from a cheaper plant to grow, and maybe put some castor oil in there to stretch it out even more and make 300 liters of lavender, I've now tripled my profits. I'll also provide you with a test that shows you that my lavender is pure, and then sell that to wholesalers, that sell it to retailers, and that sell it to the public. That tends to be what happens. doTERRA wanted to cut out these middlemen to have transparency and make sure farmers and those that were doing the hard work in these communities got paid. So this was co-impact sourcing. And this means that doTERRA admits that this is not the smartest way to do it. The smartest way to do it would be to buy big lots of land and pay a few farmers. But they want to make a difference. They want to make sure that the people in these communities are looked after. And hopefully you've seen the video of vetiver. If not, jump on Google or jump on YouTube and search doTERRA vetiver and watch that. And you'll see the difference that doTERRA is doing. Not only do they make sure that farmers are paid on time and treated well and given education and support, but they help the entire community. In fact, doTERRA has a charitable foundation linked to them called the Healing Hands. And not only do they help the communities, but they help communities elsewhere. They help with health services. They help with clean water, as you would have seen in the vetiver video. They help with natural disaster relief. I had the opportunity to go to Nepal, where there were some tragic earthquakes about a decade ago now, and where we get our wintergreen from. And we were helping to rebuild hospitals. And when I spoke to the doctor there about what else do you need, his answer was, I was thinking he'd want some fancy machine. It's like, if you could get me 10 stethoscopes, that would make my job a lot easier. These people are doing a lot with so little, and the Healing Hands Foundation helps. It helps young women with menstrual support. In countries such as Nepal, Guatemala, some African nations, girls are told when they start their monthly bleed that they're dirty, they're impure, and they're not welcome at home or at school. And they end up either hiding in these little dog houses or in caves and falling behind in school because they're missing days each month. doTERRA has teamed with a company called Days for Girls, or a charity called Days for Girls, which actually goes in and educates girls with what's happening to their bodies. And it's the first time they actually learn that their period is to do with getting pregnant. And then they give them these sanitary packs with underwear and reusable kind of pads that they can use. And that means they don't miss a day of school. When I was in Nepal and part of this Days for Girls initiative, I spoke to the community leader there who was running it there. And she said, just by giving all the girls in our community 3 pairs of underwear in these packs, we've reduced the incidence of rape in the area by 85%, just by the girls wearing underwear. Isn't that amazing? And I think that we're part of that. There's also, sex trafficking is a big challenge around the world. As, one expert said, you can only sell a bag of drugs once. You can sell a child over and over and over again. Sex trafficking is happening in first world countries and third world countries, and doTERRA is doing a lot to stamp that out, to support charities that are doing hard work, and also in the rehabilitation of those that are rescued from child sex trafficking as well. So doTERRA is giving a lot back. They're walking the talk. So in summary, the 4 reasons that separate doTERRA from everyone else. 1, we have pure essential oils that are guaranteed by a third party that independently tests them. 2, we source our oils from the place in the world where the climate and the soil is right to get the superior oil. 3, we don't have middlemen. We work directly with the farmers to make sure that they are paid fairly, that there is no adulteration, and that they are given all the support and education they need. And 4, each time we contribute and buy from doTERRA, we're actually giving back to charities around the world as well. As a small side note, as you start to build your doTERRA business, there's some great opportunities. And they actually have a match program. Now, you can find out more information about this, but basically, if there is a registered nonprofit organization in your community that you like to team with, you basically decide to organize an event or a fundraiser. You apply to doTERRA to have a match grant permitted. You do your fundraising, and whatever you make, doTERRA will actually match that. So if you make $5,000, doTERRA will give you another $5,000. Isn't that an amazing opportunity? Another reason why doTERRA is amazing. So I just want to remind you that this is a business opportunity. It is not a get quick rich scheme, and you're going to get paid on the work you do. Sometimes you get back paid. A lot of the time, like any kind of business, you invest time, energy, and a little bit of money. You won't need to invest much money at all, actually. Our goal is to have you earning more money than you're actually spending very, very quickly within the next month or two. But if you had a job and you only rocked up for 2 hours a week, how much would you expect in your pay packet at the end of the week? Not much. And I want to be really clear with that. The great thing about doTERRA is that you can be flexible. If you want to go on holidays, you can. If you want to put a lot of work in, you can. You can up and down that, but be clear on that. Lots of people have been successful, as I mentioned before. And now I'm going to set you up. In the next 5 weeks, we're going to go through what's called pipes. These are the 5 steps of moving your doTERRA business forward. If your business is not moving forward, if you're not finding growth in customers, if you're not finding growth in commission, then somewhere there is a lack in your preparation, your ability to invite people, present to people, enroll people, and support people. So, along with this online component, there is a guidebook. It's called the Business Building Guide. So you'll find a link to it in the unit, but you can either work offline. I've decided to print mine out. It is quite an extensive one, and I did it in color. It cost me quite a fortune, but I refer to it quite a lot. This is like your textbook or your guidebook for this online course. And the idea is basically, if you didn't have this online course, you could actually use this business building guide and work through this independently and still run a successful doTERRA business. So part of your homework this week is to either download it, and you can either print it in black and white, or if you want to print it in color, but it's going to be something that you can keep referring back to. And with your mentor calls, we'll do that as well. Now, doTERRA business is not all about theory. You can be the most knowledgeable person, the most book smart person. You can go through the units and tick all the boxes, but this is about connecting with people. And I want you to start that this week. I want you to always carry these 2 oils with you, because what we want to do is we want to give people essential oil experiences. What I'm encouraging you to do this week is I want you to share doTERRA essential oils with someone each day. Now, this is not about selling them something. It's not about signing them up or anything like that. It's just about showing them something that you're really passionate about. So what we do is we start with wild orange. We pop a drop in their hand and we get them to smell it. Everyone loves wild orange. And then they like it. They smell it. You see the smile on their face. You mirror that smile on your face and go, doesn't it smell great? Like, yeah, it really does. They're like, here, let me give you another one. Peppermint. Pop a drop of peppermint in their hands and get them to pop it somewhere on their body. Now, peppermint is the overachiever. They can rub it on their chest if they're having problems breathing. If they're feeling sleepy, take a deep breath in. Helps clear the sinuses and wake them up. If they've got a headache, on the temples or wherever the headache is. Bellyache, on the bellies. Muscle ache, on the muscles. So then what you're doing, just by showing them and explaining, I'm starting this exciting new business and I'd love to show you what we're working with, that's all you need to do at this point. But they like it. Wow, it smells great, wild orange. And ooh, the peppermint, I can feel that working. That's your activity for this week. Sharing with at least one person a day. Show your partner. Show your kids, show your neighbor, go, do you really like, look at how great these oils are. Can you see how amazing they are? You may want to practice talking a little bit about some of the things we talked about. Did you know that most essential oils aren't real? These ones you can actually take internally because they're that safe and they're tested to be that safe as well. Each week, you're going to have a mentor call with either myself or someone else who's got an experienced and well-established doTERRA business. This should go for about half an hour, and ideally, you have it at the same time every week. That can be flexible because, of course, life happens. There'll also be a survey where it's about setting expectations, being clear on what you want to do in this business, and so we can support you and we know what your goals are as well. If you haven't filled out that meeting expectations or setting expectations form, please do that, and we'll have details on the online component where you can do that as well. So that concludes week one's lesson. There are a few bonus videos to watch as well and a little bit of homework. Get your business building guide and then get your wild orange and peppermint and get out there and start sharing it with the world. Over the next 5 weeks, we're going to show you how to give people other essential oil experiences based on their needs, how to invite them to come along to an information session or to find out more, how to actually invite them to be a customer, how to set them up as a customer, and then once they are your customer, how to support them as well. At the end, we'll conclude, as your customer base starts to build, how do you make some money? How do you make sure you maximize your money? All those things are part of the recipe of success with doTERRA, and that's what you're going to learn over the coming weeks. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or your mentor, and we look forward to seeing you next week when we dive in to getting yourself prepared for business. What do you need with the oils, with products, with time and knowledge? And what you'll be excited to find out is a lot of the time, you don't need as much as you think you do. You don't need to know as much. It's just about being confident. Until next week, take care.